Hi all, this is Ernie's Workshop series, and today we're going to create an eccentric on the cast iron. I'm not going to show all the processes for turning down the eccentric, but one to show how parting off a big chunk of cast iron could be accomplished on what's really a lightweight lathe. It's got a big bed, but it's fairly lightweight, bigger than small, but smaller than big. There it is. Hopefully this will be of use to some of you. This is a quick tip on parting off a very large piece of cast iron, 1.25 inches, 1.75 inches actually, and parting it off. Just some ideas on how to part off a very large piece without making too much chattering noise. So to start with, this is set at the almost lowest speed. I'm most of the way through this, but give everybody. So there we are. We're parting, and some tips on what to do. Make sure when you are parting off a large piece like this to run the lathe at the slowest speed possible. Two things, and I'll come around and show you what I did. The camera in a different position. So basically, we started with the tool as far back as it could go into the cut, and then as the cut progressed, I was able to advance the tool by just sliding it back, loosening the set screws and sliding the cutting tool forward, just so that there's not so much overhang. And as I said, originally I started with the slowest speed, which was the belt, in using the slowest speed, and as the cut progressed I was able to increase the speed just slightly. So those are the two tips that I wanted to bring out to everybody. The other thing is to make sure the work is really firm and solidly supported. With this setup with the steady rest, I have it cranked down very, very tight against here. A little too tight than what I want, so we're building up a little bit of heat here that you don't want. But basically we're running that very tight so that there can be no movement or chatter. And so far I'm having good success, and when I get done I'll show you the results. And you can see we're getting a little bit of chatter here, so we'll cut the speed back for some reason. Decided to do that. Cut the speed back a little bit further. Also, we're at the limit of the cutter traveler, so we are going to have to stop and loosen up the cutter, slide it forward a little bit more. Got about 1/16 of an inch more that I can cut before I have to slide the cutter through. That's it for that. And I know my hand will be in the way, but let's see if we can get this illustrated. So what we're doing is we're going to loosen the cutter in the tool post and slide it forward. Just doesn't need to be out too far, just a little bit further, so that we have just almost enough to part off the tool apart. Okay, with that done, we'll proceed with cutting. try to increase the speed again. We've got a very small diameter in here, maybe less than half an inch. So we'll try upping the speed again, see if it let's see if we can up the speed one more notch. Hopefully it won't scream at me too much. If not, then we'll just get the video going. We'll speed up the video. We have about 1/4 inch of material to come off. Almost there. See the part start to wobble a little bit. There it is, cut off. Thanks everybody for watching. So here's the part that was parted off. Got a little bit of a pip. I guess cast iron's fairly brittle. Just so you know what this part is, it's an eccentric for stationary steam engine. This is the drawing of the part we have to make, so there's quite a bit more left to go. And as you can see, this is just one side. Now it'll be reversed in the 4-jaw chuck. The back side will be cleaned up and probably make that initial boss will center it in the direction. There are, can barely make them out, there are a little scribe mark in there, and that's the offset, 5mm offset for the eccentric part. Centered.